Hello and welcome. This time we are up in a game between, and I quote, um,
It's the Silverbacks and
player
Players
Reborns
Reborn. Yeah.
versus the Silverbacks. Yes. Um, I will be your play-by-play caster, Animosity, also known as Mario, and on color
And I'm
caster
here
we have,
to I'm here to supply the color. It's Ayoka.
and of course Sunny on production. And okay, so what do you think about both of these team comps for game number one?
Well, I am going to say that the Silverbacks have a team fighting team comp, and Players Reborn is looking for a more of a picks comp with maybe like some Hecarim flanks. Or if
Mm-hmm.
Rom could like flash ulti in.
Sort of be their pseudo engage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I think the mid lane matchup is going to be really interesting, Azir versus Syndra, because Syndra's all about just doing that burst damage, trying to get you with that QE ulti and get deleted. But we also have Azir, who's heavily poke champion, sort of a bursty champion, maybe mid to late game, but mostly poke when it comes to early game.
Yeah, I'm really interested how Azir is going to maneuver around the Hecarim who has an ulti that cannot be stopped. So his ulti is gonna not gonna do jack squat. So I'm really
Mm-hmm.
interested who uses their ulti first. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like whoever uses their ulti first loses the team fight. It's like a mind game.
Yeah, especially having a Senna ADC, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, got nerfed uh, because of the soul drops and how much damage you do into the later games. Which, if you're going to run a Senna ADC, you want to do a fasting Senna with someone that can have a relic shield to basically pick up for your CS.
Correct.
Um,
And Senna does counter Ashe, but not with Ashe Leona. Ashe Leona absolutely eradicates Senna Braum bot lane. I think they're gonna have a bit of a hard time.
a pretty good bot lane coming from the side of TS. Uh, Well, on the top side of the map, I think Shen is more of a better pick for PR for Team Players Reborn because of just how mobile, how he can basically be split pushing and then just instantly appear in a team fight. Well, I think Sion's more of a like heavy engage type champion.
When I first saw this top lane matchup, I thought it was going to be just a farm fest, and the jungler is going to determine whether one of them gets ahead or not. Cyan can't really engage that well until 6, and even then, Shen can just dash out. So it'll be a game of chicken.
And jungler wise, Hecarim versus Jarvan. I feel like Hecarim does really well against Jarvan. I think it was
Oh
a
yeah,
good pick.
Hecarim destroys Jarvan in the jungle. He could just
Um,
hmm?
mhm.
he just takes care of all of Jarvan's CC with his ult if he times it correctly. He can ult out of Jarvan's box, and with all that speed, Jarvan just can't get away unless you just can't get away. Period. Full stop.
It's really hard to get into the Player Reborn team to try and actually get kills. So maybe they're just gonna Players Reborn is probably just gonna peel back, do their damage, while Team Silverback is just gonna try to like get into their faces, try to do their damage and try to get their win condition off.
hmm I do
Uh,
think a lot of the game is the two players and players reborn, the Hecarim and the Syndra, because I think the Senna and Braum, the Senna's going to be a secondary support for the Syndra, and the Braum is just going to do Braum things. He's going to
yeah,
supply the
so
mustache.
yeah. So basically, mostly what's mostly going to happen is they're going to be peeling for the Syndra, while Team Silverback, because of the Azir, which is a really good pick now that we're looking more in depth to it, can poke away from far away. So basically, if they are protecting the Syndra, they also need to get into the Azir and try to
hmm
get him further away or in a range where they can actually all just pile up on top of him to try to secure the kill.
Yep. Syndra's gonna have to be really careful because if Ash lands an ult or Leona lands an ult on Syndra, it's over that team fight. So she'll have to be very careful to not get picked.
So, my last question before always going into game, I would like to ask: who do you think has the better team comp, and who do you think can execute their team comp more effectively between the two teams?
I think the Silverbacks have the better team comp, but with Shen's ulti and how good it is, if he's able to make it a 5v4, then players Reborn will have the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just Ash Leona in the bot lane is just so good. It supplies so much CC that my
So much
answer's got to be the
utility.
Silverbacks. Yeah. I'm sorry?
So much utility.
Yeah. Oof.
So I think that's going to be it for the analytical standpoint of at least running over the teams. So now we will see you once we start the game. Team Silverbacks versus Player Reborn, game number 1. Okay, and welcome to the game. Team Silverbacks versus Player Reborn. Um, let's do a rundown of both of the teams. Snizbone on the Scion in the top lane, slowed on Jarvan in the jungle. Uh, Vry is what I'm going to call him. Azir using Azir in the mid lane. Huey using Ash as the ADC with Vision Lord supporting him with a Leona in the support role. Aoka, do you want to take away team number 2?
Oh, sure. We have Snizbone on the Scion, slowed
Other
on
team.
Jar.
Other
Oh,
team.
sorry. That. Okay, so we have Ansem on the Shen, Cage Reaper on Hecarim. We have Gruer on Syndra, Squirrel Sensei on Senna, and Dr. Dad on Braum. And may I say what a dad that Braum is.
Of course, as we see at the start, they're going for a standard 5-point kind of, but sending both the mid laners into mid lane. And Players Reborn is actually going to start, I believe, on bot side. Or apologies, Team Silverback is going to start on bot side while Player Reborn is going to start on Raptor.
It's a little shocked that the Silverbacks didn't go for an early invade because their level 1 is just so much better. Well, actually, I was gonna say they're a lot better, but it really determines on who lands their CC verse.
Mm-hmm. A bit of poke coming out on top side, but again, top is just a wet noodle fight after wet noodle fight, so not much focusing on that lane until later into the game. As mid lane's pretty even, bot lane's pretty even. They're gonna look, I think, for more of a level 2 sort of engage.
Hecarim might do something cheeky here. He might try and pass top.
As Snizbone is taking a lot of damage now. So not really a one noodle fight anymore, as both junglers are sort of looking topside. So we might see 2v2 on the top lane.
Hecarim might not get there in time. Might some trouble for Ansem.
Nah, he just backs off. Ansem just backs off. Everything's okay. As bot lane now, still pushing in. Not really much happening this game, at least for the first 3 minutes, unlike normal.
That's just something I didn't foresee. Ash pushes in Senna Braum more, so this might give them an opportunity.
But here comes Slow into the top side, going to, unfortunately, miss an Octopus on Ansem. Ansem just trying to walk away, and flashes. Had to burn the flash to actually get away. A very strong start already for Team Silverback. As now they're looking towards the Dragon Pit, or bot side. Actually, Dragon isn't up for a little bit still. Squirrel Sensei looking for something, not much gonna happen though. What do you think? what's happening right now. Actually, Slowed trying to repeat gank.
I don't think much
Apologies.
is gonna happen. Oh, maybe I stand
TP
corrected.
coming out. That's gonna be Syndra coming in. Going to maybe try and stun? No, just getting pressure to alleviate some for Ansem.
I was going to say, I don't think much is gonna happen in the jungle until 6. These champions have very important ults that become very relevant at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance they may not get anything until that time. But maybe we can see something cheeky here.
As yeah, a bit of poke coming out from Azir, but Azir early game isn't that much, and here comes the gank coming out from Hecker and going to have to flash E away Azir, and yeah, that's an important summoner out from Azir. Azir being a really squishy mid lane champion.
It looks like bot has a lot of pressure. They're getting really pushed in for the dragon. They're gonna have pressure for the dragon. Yeah, they're gonna have pressure for the dragon. That's a sentence. Okay.
Makes sense, makes sense. You push in and you get pressure, of course. As Vision Lord is sort of like always standing in front of the ADC, which is something as a Leona you have to always be in front of your ADC. I feel like because you obviously do have that insane pick potential with your EQ combo, so you always want to like keep the enemy bot lane on their toes, try to keep them confused. And Hecarim now backing. So, what do you think players Reborn or Silverbacks need to do to start itching an advantage here?
Well, players Reborn needs to start hitting their minions more on the bot side to try and deny the Drake. And Shen really needs to start pushing in so he can have that ult priority when he gets level 6. And mid lane is just gonna depend on which bot lane gets the push first. Whoever gets who can get the Roman picks.
Which here we see Syndra sort of looking around bot side, but now heading back into the mid lane. Ansem on this Shen trying to like keep himself even with Snisbone on the Scion here, but unfortunately Snisbone does have the priority because of the two ganks coming in from Slowed into the top side of the map.
Senna did opt for cleanse, which makes it very hard for the Leona to engage.
Yeah, I believe she can cleanse everything except for like... No, actually she can't cleanse everything, but she has to pick and choose which one early on.
Oh yeah. I find it really hard to cleanse a Leona though, because she has many stuns at her disposal.
No, I'm pretty sure if you cleanse like the Q, I'm pretty sure if she does Q ult, she won't be able to stun you because of the residue part of the cleanse.
You have the E which roots, and then you have a Q that stuns, so you have to decide which one to cleanse.
Yeah, it, as I read the ability again, removes all disables, excluding suppression and airborne, but it also reduces the duration of disables by 65% for the next 3 seconds. So the yeah, so the abilities are going to obviously last a little less than normal.
Okay.
As now Caged Reaper's looking for the blue buff, gets it, smites it, and now we're gonna see a bit of a fight. Slowed versus Caged Reaper, Slowed actually landing it, but here comes Ansem this time with his ulti, going to miss the taunt, but still, first blood coming into Caged Reaper, but he also falls this time to Snisbone, and both midlanders are here, so they're just gonna probably back off. Oh, but Vision Lord coming up top now, trying to look for something. Not gonna find anything. Too little, too late. Now heading towards the mid. And also, what did you think? What do you think of that play right there, coming from both teams?
Well, we all knew that the how the Mech Hecarim Jarvan matchup was gonna go. Hecarim was just gonna destroy Jarvan in the fight, but the Scion roam was really good on the top laner. Nizbone on Scion. He
Yeah,
just went full
unfortunately-
charge. He knew what he wanted. He got that
Unfortunately,
kill.
missed the deal on because of the Jarvan wall, and a lot of damage coming into Vision Lord, but will survive. And Slowed is now looking towards bot lane, but just gonna back off. I think they're looking for something. They're really both looking for something bot side to just edge away at the dragon. As Jarvan's gonna start it, Slowed on the Jarvan is going to start this dragon. They do have bot pressure, so wouldn't see a reason why not to. And now they're just gonna rotate towards the dragon. And be in a water ocean, giving a lot of resistance or a lot of sustain.
Hey,
That's
extra moisture.
gonna heal a lot of damage, or yeah, a lot of health from damage taken. So a really strong start this for Team Silverback. Let's see. They
might
are
have the hydration advantage in this early game.
Yeah, of course, as now they're gonna engage. Vision Lord getting extremely low, might be the fall of it, but here comes a TP. This is from Mr. Snizbone on the Scion, going to miss a E, but still secures the flash. Cage Reaper going back in. Unfortunately, there's no way out for him, so that's gonna be a kill coming up. Slowed with a really good ulti on the Braum. Unfortunately, not getting the Senna because she flashed, and that's gonna be a 2-0 on the side of the Silverbacks. Oh, but wait, spoken a little too soon as Bry is going to fall to Brewer. And that's going to be now a 2-for-1. Oh, and again, speaking too quickly as the curse of the commentator is going to make it. So Slowed is going to fall to Ansem this time. And Snizbone going to get the kill on Ansem for the revenge.
Oh man, and the Silverbacks snap back.
Jesus Christ. 100%. Okay. Yes, they do snap back the Silverbacks. But now it comes with a bit of a double-edged sword for them because they do lose a little bit of pressure mid lane. Players Reborn do get Brewer on Syndra does get a kill, so that's going to be extremely beneficial, finishing off the last chapter and the sorcery shoes. So now it's just going to be trying to get more of a lead onto Brewer from the side of player Reborn. That's a bit of a fight coming up top.
Cage Reaper's still trying to be very active in his ganks. He knows he has the entire jungle of Jarvan at his disposal if he wanted to.
Now, okay, so now Rift Herald's up, Dragon's down. So both junglers are thinking of looking topside to try and get more pressure onto it. What do you think, or who do you think with the current situation of the game, who do you think is actually going to try and secure the Rift Herald?
Oh, that's certain. I think Jarvan's really scared of Hecarim right now, and he's going to be really reluctant getting that Rift.
Goes in. This time, Ansem going to ult in towards the Syndra to try and keep her alive for a little bit longer. Leona, unfortunately, not getting hit. Going to survive with 1 HP, but here it comes. Now it turns into a full-on team fight as Vision Lord is in a horrible position. Cage Reaper finishes her off.
So yeah, that Rift Herald.
yeah, that Rift Herald.
It certainly is in player Reborn's pocket right now.
As I don't think they're actually gonna start it. I think they're just gonna leave it there.
That being pick up that wave.
Yeah. That being said, Brewer surviving by the skin of its teeth there in that last fight with 1 HP. Unfortunately for Vision Lord, cannot finish securing the kill. And just a huge fight coming from player Reborn.
I really want to see Cage Reaper be a lot more aggressive. He has so much pressure right now, and I want him to use it in those objectives. Oh, it looks like
Yeah, he's looking topside. He's saying there's a lot of pings going into the Rift Herald. There might be a little bit of movement there. Missing the QE combo there. Brewer doing a bit of damage, but Rye doing a lot of damage back. Huge, huge now for Silverbacks, knowing that Brewer or Rye can actually still step toe to toe against Brewer.
Yeah, Fry's gonna have his ultimate back soon. It looks like Syndra's backing. And I
So
get the
now they
chance.
might. Dragon's coming up in a minute or so, so we're going to see uh, probably a dragon fight coming up soon.
I see Hecarim pinging it.
He's gonna go for it,
He wants to go the fast.
and are definitely setting up Vision to start it off. So we might see a fight breaking out any minute now as Huey is doing a lot of damage to Squirrel Sensei. Slowed, landing everything. Squirrel Sensei falling, and Dr. Dad, no, falls to Huey. And that's going to be 2 for nothing. And the Dragon going over to Team Silverback.
Wait, I really want to see a Cloud Soul for Hecarim, because that would be so horrifying.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a... Oh, wait, next gen. There we go, a Mountain Kill.
Oh, dang it.
It's going to be incredible now for Team Silverback if they can actually secure that. Which now Cage Reaper is in a horrible position, losing a lot of HP and falling down to Vision Lord of all people. Going to secure the kill. Dr. Dad landing a 3-man ulti. Going to get slowed really low, but here's another fight coming up from mid lane. Brewer gets a kill on Tabrai. Snizbone getting extremely low, but he should be out, hopefully, and he is going to flash out with 1 HP, though. And that's going to be all she wrote for the fight. Whew! Really intense.
There's only one tower that's been taken this whole game, and it's been top lane. It's been a lot of fighting.
Which opens up Rift Herald if anyone wants to take it, of course. You know that one buff that does things to towers.
Yeah, man.
Going to actually be there for a couple more minutes, 4 minutes exactly.
It looks like Leona's gonna go ward Baby Baron.
Will they finally do the Rift Herald, which is open? They have top presence. Oh, slowed. Yes. Yes. Woo! Going to start the Rift Herald there, finally. But unfortunately for them, Cage Reaper is their top side. They do know he's there, so they might just commit everything to try and get the Rift Herald. That being said, top tower is destroyed, so they do have the pressure to finish it off. It's getting extremely low, and there we go. Rift Herald taken.
Who takes it? Someone take it. Alright, there we go.
Jarvan finally grabbing the Rift Herald. So now, with that, they get so much pressure anywhere in the map. They don't even have to put it mid, especially now since Ant TP'd early, premature TP there. They can actually look for another play, maybe top side, to try and just put them as behind as possible on that side of the map and secure more dragons. Oh, and here comes the TP. Is it gonna get it? No, he's not. Brian, no, falls down. And that's going to be mid tower actually deciding to throw the Rift Herald there. It's probably going to go down, and it actually is going to go down. And they might look for an engage here. Maybe Brewer? No, not really.
A Shurima shuffle from Fry, but we got a Shurima kerfuffle.
These puns. These puns. As we see a bit of a fight now, breaking out bot. Going to get a little low. Unfortunately, Vision Lord is not where you want to be right now. And Cage Reaper taking another kill, securing another kill for himself. Oh, Snizbone, just walk out. Just leave. Thank you. As he does survive and just gets there, just leaving, basically, mid lane. And now, from the side of the Silverbacks, they're pretty ahead. They're 2K gold ahead right now, in only 18 minutes into the game. Um, what do you think players Reborn need to do to get back into this game?
Oh man, let me take a look. Well, I see a fat well, not fat, but a pretty good shutdown on Scion, Jarvan, and Ashe. So they just need to lock one of them down and take a little money and get on with it, you know? um, I
Of
think
course, we
Scion's
all
gonna be a
want
little bit
money.
hard to take down first. I think they should go for Ashe, squishier target, and then maybe go for Scion or Jarvan next.
Hmm.
But actually, I don't think they should fight at all until objectives come up, and even then they should only focus Jarvan.
Hmm. As now, Rye's gonna do what Rye does and push down bot side. And there's gonna be a bit of a fight here. Vision Lord is caught out of position. That's gonna be a lot of damage coming in. Going to land everything though on Kid Reaper. Kid Reaper getting pretty low. Here comes Senna ulti. Going to do a lot of damage to Snizbo. Shurima and Shuffle, which you were raving about, now actually landing on 3 members. Going to set everyone behind it. That's going to be the tipping point to change sides. Cage Reaper barely surviving, or does he even survive at all? He will. And that's going to be a 3 for 3. And a dragon now going to the side of the Silverbacks.
That was, I blinked. I think I missed all of that. That happened so fast.
Definitely. So much happening. A lot of good micro plays, especially macro plays coming up from both sides. But unfortunately, I believe Slowed and Fry will secure this. Maybe, hopefully, possibly. Doing a bit of damage to the center, but going to back off a little bit. Waiting for their team to regroup. Oh, here comes Cage Reaper again. Oh no! The lack of communication there is going to cost them everything. Cage Reaper in a horrible position, going to get caught on Vride with the kill. This time, Vride barely surviving. Maybe gonna go down. Is going to go down to Brewer. Brewer getting extremely low thanks to Huey. Huey, you can't ignore a Syndrome Man. Going to lose his life as well. But Brewer finally goes down, and Dr. Dad is walking, limping, trying to get out of there. And will he make it actually?
Get out of there, Dr. Dad. You can do it.
Slowed.
I believe in you.
Oh,
Yeah, Dr.
Vision
Dad.
Lord. No, he survives, and that's going to be Dragon Mountain Drake going to the side of the Silverbacks. Oof, Dr. Dad surviving with like 10 HP there at the end.
The wife's doing well.
As now they finally secure the Mountain Drake. So now, there is nothing to get. There's the Baron to secure, there's top tower to secure, but it's looking really bad for players Reborn here, being already 3,000 gold behind 22 minutes into the game, and Baron buff looking like a plausible objective for the Silverbacks to get early on.
I'm expecting Ansem's Shen to split push bot, as he's gonna have TP up first, as the other team is gonna try and push mid lane for that Baron pressure.
As now they're just clearing vision, setting up for it. I do believe that the game isn't over until it's over. I do believe that players Reborn can come back here if they play all their cards right. I think the biggest point of their downfall is probably just miscommunication. Some are going in while others are backing off, and unfortunately for them, it's causing them to sort of separate from each other and start and making them lose fights because of it.
And because Shen has to be all the way up top lane, Hecarim serves as their split pusher, and not split pusher, their tank, when he should really be flanking the Ashe or the Jarvan or somebody to get an advantage in these fights.
As now, I believe they're just gonna chill push their waves and wait until something comes up for them to take.
Little tea break. Tea time.
Yeah, as you would say, clear in vision, and yeah, just a very slow mid game now. Why don't we talk about items while we're in the lull state right now? What do you think of everyone's builds for these 24 minutes into the game?
Well, I do want to say, oh, what's Snizbone? He's really respecting the Syndra by building magic resist. He really realizes how much that Syndra can do in the team fights and how ahead she is.
Yeah, Sam's just gonna walk out of there. Yeah, they do no damage to him. Also, very interesting to see the Manamune Dustblade build on Senna.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Now, I don't think there's any escape for you, buddy. Or is there? Just gonna walk out again. So much used from Players Reborn there to not get anything yet again.
I'm interested in knowing whether Syndra builds into the full Morellonomicon in the Oblivion Orb, or is she going to just keep it there and sell it later? Because I do know Oblivion Orb is really a good item to have. You can like sell it for almost this a pretty good amount. Oh, I can't think of the word. It has good value, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I think what they're gonna do is I think she's gonna finish the Morellonomicon, because I do believe that it's really crucial, especially against some other teams. As I'm actually gonna shut up here because there's gonna be a team fight happening. A lot of damage coming in from Hector and Cage Reaper, doing a lot here. Vision Lord landing everything, but that's gonna be the death of Dr. Dad there. Going to land the stun on Mr. Snizbum, but he's just gonna walk out. Everyone's just gonna walk out now, and that's gonna be Dragon being set up and maybe secured by the side of the Silverbacks yet again. Of course, the Mountain Soul. This dragon is Mountain Soul, so that's gonna be really bad for the side of Players Reborn if they do allow them to get that.
Yeah, they're gonna be really hard to kill. It might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it might be the beginning of the end. As now they are going to ping it. There's a lot of pings going towards it, and they are running towards it. So I assume they are going to start it. As they are.
Yeah, they got a lot of pinks around here. It's gonna be a little hard to come in.
As now Dr. Dad is trying to get into the fight, trying to get into where Cage Reaper is, and ults the dragon, does not manage to seal it though. Slowed going to 110% secure, Anthem getting extremely low. Brewer in a bad position is probably going to go down here, and he is to Huey, and that's going to be a 3-0, and the dragon lost. And they're pinging the Baron, so they might go towards the Baron. A 27-minute Baron right now. Might be just the start of the end now, the beginning of the end.
They're gonna start hitting the purple Scorpel Drake.
Yeah, going to then probably transition it to maybe a mid push or a top push to try and focus on the in hits. Fry getting some vision control, trying to deny as much vision as possible, just in case they even think of starting or contesting the Baron, and then they're just gonna back off. So now, do you think there's any feasible or possible way for Players Reborn to come back into this game?
It's gonna be rough. The only really good amount of wave clear they have is Syndra. I'm honestly not sure how good Hecarim's wave clear is, but it's gonna be really rough for them to clear minions. I think they're just gonna have to try and go in for all-in team fight and hope for the best. Otherwise, they're just gonna get nicked down little by little. Their towers are just gonna fall.
As now they're just pushing mid side. And it's just what I said. They're just looking to push in the waves to try and get to try and secure an inhib soon enough. Um, as they're looking top side now. Pretty sure. Vision Lord getting on the other side of the wall there. So yeah, it's looking really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's a little 1-3-1 here, and got all these lanes pushed in with that Baron
Yeah.
buff.
Yeah, indeed. Now Bride's going to be cut out of it. It's going to do a bit of damage taken from Ansem, but just going to push him away. Ooh, a lot of damage coming in from Snisbo. There's just so little damage being taken from Cage Reaper. And now that's going to be Shen peeking in. Going to do a lot of damage. Cage Reaper barely surviving yet again. The Ignite might be enough. And it is going to be enough. Vision Lord with the Ignite finishing off Cage Reaper. So they might look for a mid push now as they're walking towards it. This tower is really low, so it might be the end of that tower. Look at how tanky they are. This Mountain Drake. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow gonna miss everyone, but now they're just gonna secure the next tower after that. They're just way too tanky. You have to full on engage to maybe get something, but not even that's gonna be enough. As they're going to just push through, they're ignoring them at this point.
The Silverbacks are just too chunky.
Indeed, they're just walking through them. They're trying their best to like hurt them, and they're just like not caring. As they walk up, going to get another tower or maybe another inhib. And it's looking even more grim for players Reborn here, as now they're just going to lose another tower. Trying to force a fight here, but not going to be able to do any damage still. Cage Reaper trying to find Huey, not going to get anything off of him, and it's going to just fall. Ansem getting extremely low. Oh no, Ansem, run, buddy, run, and no, he's going to fall down. Double kill coming from Huey. Might be looking for a triple kill now here on Dr. Dad. It's going to be a triple kill for Huey. Or is he gonna look for the quadra kill? Not really, just gonna focus on the inhib, and that might be all she wrote for this game. Game number 1.
Come on, Fry, get in there for the family photo shoot.
Oh, wait, actually, Huey doing a lot of damage to Brewer. Brewer getting extremely low. Is that gonna be a quadra kill? No, Snisbo takes it. But, and that's gonna be all she wrote. Game number 1, Silverbacks versus Player Reborn. Player Reborn falling, Silverbacks taking it, dabbing Penguin for the end. And GG, game number 1.
Ah,
indeed. So what did you think of that insane match from the Silverbacks to
oh man.
focus up?
That was closer than I was expecting. I do think I have to give my praise to Snisbone on his Scion. He was there in every team fight. He got picks in the Fog of War and brushes. I think he did stupendous. I think I'm gonna give him my MVP vote. And for the Players Reborn, I think I have to give it to the Syndra for dealing all the damage and just spacing very well against the Silverbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a stupendous match, and I hope to see something more next game.
I believe, in my opinion, MVP has to go. Slowed played really well. Huey played really well as well. Bride did a lot, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Slowed actually. If it wasn't for his movement around early and mid game, I don't think the Silverbacks would be as ahead as they were. So I'm going to actually give it to Slowed for this game number 1, and hopefully we can see you guys again for game number 2.
Da, 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 da.
And welcome for game number 2 of Players Reborn versus the Silverbacks.
Hi.
So
All right.
now, let's
What's up?
start with
Yeah.
Pro Draft, this
Oh
wonderful
boy,
application.
my favorite.
So first of all, let's talk about team comps. Now, this time we have Cage Reaper on Amumu, which, after seeing how he did with Hecarim, I'm actually pretty excited to see his Amumu. Slowed opting for the Jarvan.
Yeah. We didn't see who picked first, but Amumu hard counters Jarvan. He just can't catch a break. Uh, Cage Reaper can't catch a break on his Jarvan. I'm a little worried for him, but maybe they'll be able to pull out some insane gameplay to turn the tides in their favor.
An absolute bot lane as well. As a as an Ash player myself, I can tell you Ash and Lulu are way too good together.
Oh yeah, that's a stinky lane to be against.
So much poke and just so much utility coming out from both of them again. But this time against the Tristana Alistar, which is another lane I personally play a lot. Um,
Mm.
Tristana being such a good follow up to any Alistar engage. Will be really interesting to see what comes up again with the Silverbacks against Players Reborn.
Yeah, I think Alistar's gonna have to be really careful in his engages. He can really only go in when his jungler's ganking or when he can land a 2-man knockup on the Ashe and Lulu. Then Tristana can follow up safely.
Mm-hmm. As this time Malphite, so they're going more for a wombo here. Team Silverback, while Players Reborn is just looking for some peel um, against all this engage that Team Silverback has.
I want to see Jarvan ulti and Malphite follow right up when they're all in the rage cage for that big wombo combo. I think that'll be really great to watch.
Of course it will. Such a really interesting just comp from both sides. I'm really excited to see how this game's going to play out. Overall, who do you think has the upper hand just with team comps?
In my opinion, I think the Silverbacks have a much better engaged team comp um, than Players Reborn, just because all of their goddamn CC and those knockups from Alistar. Tristana has great peel with her ultimate. That Azir shifty wall, that get the heck out of the way wall.
The classic get
Yeah.
the heck out of the way wall. Uh, as we're going to start game number 2 this time, it's going to be Players Reborn versus Team Silverback. And hopefully it'll be as exciting of a game as game 1. We hope to see you there. Okay, and now as we do the rundown, Ansem again on the Shen, Caged Reaper using the Amumu, Gruer going on as Galio, Squirrel Sensei this time on the Ash, and Dr. Dad on the Lulu in the bot lane.
Dr. Dad's such a wholesome name. I love him.
Do you want to do the other team? Team Silverback?
Oh yeah, okay. So we have Ansem on Shen
Wrong team
again.
again.
Oh goodness me, I am not in the zone. So okay, we have Snizbone on Malphite, Slowed on Jarvan, Vry on Azir, Howie on Tristana, and Vision Lord on Alistar.
Woo! And now it's just going to be a standard 5 point here at the start of the game. 1 minute in, not really anyone wanting to engage, which is a smart move from both sides because their level ones are both yikers. Uh, as this time, Sloat's going to start off topside on his red buff. Um, and
Tristana,
Amumu's
I
going to
think
start blue buff.
Tristana Alistar, just Tristana as a champion, is gonna push the wave naturally. So I'd be a little scared if I was in that lane for early Amumu ganks.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see Alistar warding up higher in the river.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, because of Slow starting off topside, He should be around bot side by the same time Amumu is. As actually, he's going to be spotted here on the ward, and it might be an early fight here. Brewer taking a bit of poke damage from Brian, but just going to walk out and do a little bit of damage as well. Early Galio damage is not something to laugh about. As yeah, they're both going to walk now bot side. Amumu's still on his top side because Jarvan just slowed down the start and just decided to go buff to buff. So Amumu is going to have the CS lead and the XP advantage until he has to go bot side. And what do you think of this jungle start?
Oh, I don't know a whole lot about jungle, to be honest. They're taking camps and getting XP.
It's a very it's a very aggressive bot lane start. They're both gonna be arriving around the same time. Jarvan's actually gonna back. So it's what you said. Amumu is going to go bot side. Might have to smite the camp here, and it's probably gonna go and for an early gank, especially since they're constantly pushing. A bit of a wet noodle fight here on top side, but that's gonna be it for that little kerfuffle, and just mid lane being mid lane, farming out.
I noticed Lulu opted for Relic Shield. I expected a more aggressive approach, as they do have the advantage this lane.
The range advantage as well.
Yeah.
But oh well, to each their own, am I right?
Hell yeah.
As now they're just gonna wait for Slowed to gank here. They don't have any vision, so they're gonna go in. Dr. Dad in a bad position, going to have to flash and misses both procs of the Q, unfortunately.
I do expect Brewer to do a lot of roaming, as Galio mid is really great for roaming with his ult, bot lane and top lane.
Once he hits that level 6 power spike, going to be able to utilize it to help anyone, especially with the Shen. Shen, Amumu, Galio is a really deadly combo to use. And if used correctly, can destroy teams. As now it's looking like Amumu or Cage Reaper here is heading into the top side of the map. Snizbone might find them actually not going to try and gank, just going to go ahead and back and get a bombing signal. So now we're 4 minutes into the match. Nothing much is happening other than just junglers doing jungle stuff.
A little dancing.
So I do believe that if the game continues like this, if it's a really slow game, a really slow-paced, farm-heavy game, I do believe that the Silverbacks, actually no, Player Reborn should have this because of just the amount of DPS that they have, both with Tristana and with the Azir.
Oh, the front line's gonna be beautiful for the Tristan and Azir.
There's one noodle fight happening, but not a wet noodle fight anymore, as Slowed is here, going to do a bit of damage to Ansem, but he's just going to flash away as he's lurking, looking for something. No, not really much gonna happen. Dr. Dad's in a pretty bad position, but actually was a bait. That's gonna be Tristana going down. First blood going to the side of Players Reborn, as now they're going to secure another kill. Squirrel Sensei this time, and it's gonna be 2-0 on the side of Players Reborn.
That was almost choreographed. The Tristana jumps, and then Amumu just snags him with his bandage.
Yeah, it wasn't something they were expecting. They just thought, oh, Dr. Dad over here is mispositioning as Lulu, but that wasn't the thing. That was the plan.
It was the bait all along.
Indeed. As now they're just going to get the dragon. It's going to be a Mountain Drake, which is going to be good for everyone on Players Reborn team because they have so much tank.
I'm gonna be honest. I really wanted to see a Mountain Drake, like a bunch of Mountain Drakes on Malphite, just to see how big he can get with all that armor. He really will be like a mountain.
Terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Because now, what's going to be the next Drake? It's actually going to be an Infernal Drake, so that means it's going to be either Cloud or an Ocean Sea, which is going to be extremely, extremely interesting to see which one. If it's Ocean Soul, then it's going to be more beneficial to the side of Player Reborn because they do have like off tanks and they do have burst damage.
And with
So
the Alistar passive, it'll just be even more destructive to see.
as now they're just setting up, I believe, topside for Gang Kamumu, looking towards Mr. Snizbone as he is going to start a wet noodle fight again in the topside. But they're looking. Slowed is clearing vision in his own jungle.
Oh, the bot lane may try to make a roam mid. Maybe Alistar's going to loop around the turret.
Nah, they know.
Aw.
They had Scuttle there. As Lulu's just gonna go ahead and clear the vision that Vision Lord just placed. Looking like they're going to meet up bot side. Both junglers aren't around there, so we might see a fight breaking out soon enough. Slowed is going to back actually.
Phantom has ulti up, but it might be a little hard because he will lose turret plating if he does appear for a team fight.
He does have TP though, so he might come back. Just straight back into top. Like a boomerang. As they might be looking for a fight. Galio is heading down. That's going to be Enchanted Crystal Arrow landing on Vision Lord. Going to do a bit of damage. And here comes the Galio. Going to miss on everyone, but they're not done yet. Cage Reaper is looking for something. They're still on the bot side. They might look for a dive here as Galio just TP's back into the mid lane. Oh, but here comes Wet Notified again topside. And Bride taking a bit of damage, but Brewer is just gonna back off after that. Oh, but not yet. Cage Reaper looking for something, gonna miss the bandage toss. But here comes the ulti, going to get two people on the ulti. Shurima shuffled out of there. Bride taking a lot of damage. Brewer taking a lot of damage as well, but barely getting out. Or not. Slowed, slaying Brewer. And unfortunately for Snizbone, he is going to have to ult to get out of there. And that's going to be a 2-for-1 for the players Reborn.
Man, Slow just tickled Brewer with the tip of his flag there.
To finish it well. As now they're just gonna drop Vinta. But on the side of the Silverbacks here, they are going to get a couple of plate spots. 3 to be exact. So that's really good for them. They are 2.2k gold behind, so any gold they can get back is obviously beneficial for them. That being said, Dragon is coming up in less than a minute now, so we might see them just try to secure it early on.
Yeah, and Infernal is a pretty high sought after dragon, so I doubt that whenever I do that, it's like Twitch, but there is going to be a lot of fighting over this Drake. Neither team wants to give it up. There's going to be a lot going down here.
There we go. Here comes the sun now onto Brewer. Slowed is trying to look for something, but unfortunately, everyone's just there. It went from a good pick to just everyone's right there on your face.
Yeah, dude. When they're there, they're there.
I know. It's a shock. As now Brewer just finishes off mid lane CS, and then it's probably gonna keep pressuring it to secure the dragon now. There we go. So now it's going to be a Ocean Soul, which is always good. Always going to be a decent Drake to get, especially because of the just sustain you get. A bit of damage heading into Snizbone's way, but again, Wet Noodle fights top lane.
Do love seeing early Baron calls, so I'm hoping whoever's ahead at the 20-minute mark is going to go for that early Baron.
Or, you know, the Rift Herald, that also does things.
Oh yeah.
But people forget that it does things, so they just leave it there until Baron comes up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what does this Rift Herald do? I forgot it did things.
Very good things. Oh well. I guess we'll
Yeah.
leave it for next time. And now, another Wet Noodle fight top lane. Again, these end in nothing most of the time. But here comes Slowed. I think he's going to be seen on a ward walking there since Ransom is backing off, or maybe just a hunch, you know? Sometimes you get those hunches where,
You think something and you're like,
yeah.
ooh, that's something.
That's
Yeah, I
something
feel
that
that.
might happen. Right there. As
It's
they're
like,
just gonna
that's so
back up.
Raven.
Oh my. Having visions. And now on bot side, they're just gonna clear vision. So now we're just in a lull state in the game.
Yeah, we're just kind of vibing it out, waiting for another big objective to come up. This looks like they're really going for Rift Herald. Because they don't know its power.
They don't know the power of the unleashed Rift Herald onto towers. As now Ansem's gonna poke a bit. Again, these Wet Noodle fights are so great topside. Right.
You know.
Going to do a bit of damage to Brewer, and not much going to happen now. This one
Yeah,
from a... Yeah?
I wouldn't be surprised if both teams think the other jungler's doing Rift Herald and are afraid to check it.
They're just in this constant, should I?
Yeah, it's like, oh, but the whole team might be there. The other.
Maybe next time. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Let's give it 7 more minutes so Baron spawns.
Yeah, man. Better safe than sorry.
As now, this turned from such an intense game to just hey, let's just farm game. And another Wet Noodle fight top lane, of course. Because you can never get enough of those, right? Slowed again, looking for his way into topside, and Ansem's just gonna back again. Oh, they're gonna find the ward, and that's gonna go down. Hype.
I think they're just trying to wait out the game for Howie to scale as that Tristana. And they're putting all their marbles in all their eggs in one basket here, just for that hope that they'll be able to outscale the enemy team.
All the marbles and the eggs in one basket.
Well, that's a lot of oval-shaped things in one basket.
Too much to count at this point, as now, again, nothing is happening in this game other than just killing wards. And here it goes, Bry taking down another big ward.
Oh, the outplay! The ward's trying to micro him, but he's just...
And Vision just finding a pink ward and just casually walking away from it.
We know all about casual here.
Oh, and it's going to fall. 30 more gold in the hands of Vision Lord now.
Oh, that's a clean combo.
As he's going to set up for Dragon, and maybe some excitement might come off of there. As things are actually going towards the Dragon, Dr. Dad is now picking the Rift Herald. So that might be something that's going to happen. It's looking like it is going to happen. Someone's actually giving some love to the Rift Herald, that it is going to go down.
The Cage Reaper saw the Rift Herald was a little lonely and thought he'd give it some attention.
Finally, as now, Cage Reaper does have the Rift Herald, so they might be looking for a fight or maybe a push. As another ward's gonna go down here. This time it's 10 gold, and finally a bit of a fight's gonna happen into the Dragon. Going to land everything. 3 people stuck in the removal wall. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out. And Ansem picking up a couple kills. Going to get a kill on Snizbone. Dr. Dad this time. Securing the kill. But Hio is in a bad position. Going to survive. But yes, 1 HP. Don't walk back into the Galio ability. And that's going to be a 3-0. And now Ansem is going to get there, and Huey unfortunately going to fall, and that's going to be Ocean Dragon going down to Players Reborn. Finally, something happening in this game.
Oh yeah, we love that here.
As maybe going to drop Rift Herald, and they are going to drop it mid, but I think it's a little bit too late, as it's going to land, it's going to hit the tower, is it? No, it's gonna actually get the charge on the second tier.
If it even a little skate.
As now Cage Reaper just gonna land his ability onto a boom. And boom, Shelly hits. One charge, but that one charge is enough to cause disruption in the mid lane.
We're gonna start looking at side lanes now. We need to focus on those side turrets a little bit more.
Yeah, both tier 1s are up for both teams. So we might be seeing sort of a fight start to break down, more wet noodle fights top lane and more skirmishes down in the bot lane to hopefully see the end of one of these towers. Like Rye's doing a bit of damage now in the mid tower, but going to unfortunately have to back off now that Dr. Dad's there.
I think that Players Reborn will definitely go to the bot turret because they're going to prioritize the soul rather than the Baron. I'm hoping the Silverbacks retaliate by just rushing the Baron as Players Reborn go for the soul. That would be a good trade for them.
That would be a fantastic trade for them, actually. It gives them so much pushing power. It would be great for them. Obviously,
delay the game out a little more.
Yeah, try to get Huey and Bri back into the game, basically. As now Vision Lord gonna get another 30 more gold. Oh, but now Cage Reaper is actually going to find a stun into Snizbone. Snizbone can just ult out whenever, so he's not really that scared of them and just walks away. Baron's coming up in approximately 40 seconds. I repeat, 40 seconds till Baron's up. And they might dive Ansem here. It's looking like they might make that play. He's not that tanky, he's just healthy. And now it's going to be a kill onto Bri maybe, as they're going to do a lot of damage, and it is Dr. Dad slaying Bri once more. Going to be 0-2 now. Which tower is going to fall next? It's going to be a tier 2 mid tower falling.
Malphite has his TP up, and Ansem doesn't. He might need to regroup with his team in fear that Malphite make a play and turn the tides.
But now they're just going to secure mid tower. They're going to rotate top side now. And they might secure top tower. Ansem doing a lot of damage to that tower, actually. But just not enough to finish it off, at least in that one push. Dr. Dad and Squirrel Sensei are going to focus on top side, so that's probably going to be tower falling now. Cage Reaper going to queue in, bandage toss into Snizbone, but not really much you can do after that. As now they're just going to walk back from the tower.
I think they could have gone on that tower more, but I didn't notice the Jarvan was right there.
Yes.
Ready to ult. Whew.
Looking, sniffing for some blood. As,
yeah.
Huey and Vision Lord gonna do a bit more damage to the tower bot side, which is the story of the Silverbacks this game. They're just gonna do a little bit of damage and then back off every time, as they did on mid and bot side towers. Dragon is finally coming up. This might be Dragon Soul for Players Reborn, but it also might be the first Dragon for the Silverbacks here. But Bri is in a horrible position. Is probably going to go down. Maybe that's going to be pushing them away, and an enchanted crystal arrow going to be immovable, and that's going to be Squirrel Sensei getting the kill on Bry, and 2 flashes, one from Cage Reaper and the other one from Slowed.
I was gonna say players reborn should not try and be in that vicinity at all. The Silverbacks will just. I think I got them mixed up. Wait. Yeah. Players reborn are just way too powerful right now. I'm just gonna stop.
It's just basically they're not playing to their strengths. The Silverbacks here in game number 2, they have a team fighting comp, but they're not really team fighting. They're all like fighting their own fights, and unfortunately getting picked off each time. As now, players reborn are looking for the Baron. They're actually gonna start it.
Well, they found it. It wasn't too hard to find.
Unlike the Rift Herald, which took them 20 minutes, but now finally going down, it's going to be a lot of damage coming through towards the Baron, and it's going to fall in hopefully the next couple of seconds. The Silverbacks have no vision on it, so they have no clue that they're there, and that's going to be it. That's going to be Baron going to the players reborn. This might be the beginning of the end for the Silverbacks, who are playing extremely passive this game number 2.
Yeah.
Just a very slow game for them this game number 2. It's like a ghost of their former selves, actually.
It's really hard to make plays right now for the Silverbacks because they're just so afraid of getting picked and losing more, so they're just trying to turtle it out. And
but they're just containing the bleeding. They're not even containing the bleeding. They're just bleeding out slowly at this point. Not really doing much to like stop it or to even do anything to basically counter it. Or, like,
if the game's still happening, there's still hope. That's what I always say.
As now they're just players reborn are just pushing in every single lane right now. A pretty normal 1-3-1, of course, in accordance to their team comp.
May I say 1-3-1 are all numbers, and numbers are important.
Numbers are important. Numbers are really important. As
you can add, you can subtract. You can look
multiply,
at them.
Divide. As now they're just gonna shove on top side, and that's gonna be Ansem and Squirrel Sensei and Dad taking down Bry there. And might be another fight on the top side, as Vision Lord is being a meat shield this time for Huey and Slowed, but not much gonna come after that. Huey's in a very bad position as the ult's gonna come out. So it's gonna be Brewer taking the kill onto Huey. And look at all those knockups. It's looking like a bounce castle, and everyone's gonna go down from the side of the Silverbacks.
Yeah, Snizzlebone just kind of rocked over and just got pummeled.
Yeah. Just everyone just bouncing. So many knockups coming out from both sides. It looked like everyone was having fun, but except for the Silverbacks, who now getting Shurima shuffled, but Bry, he's just too weak to do anything by himself. So it's gonna be top tower going down. That's probably gonna be in him going down, and this might be a push to the end. Actually, no, everyone's coming back, so it might just be a couple of in-hits going down. Very good game, this one, for players reborn, looking like incredibly confident, especially after last game. A surrender vote coming out, but everyone's saying no. From Players Reborn. And now, I think they're just gonna focus everything on bot side now because there's nothing else to get. Dragon's coming up in about a minute 30. So we might see that uh, coming straight back and maybe being the thing that's the iceberg that sank the Titanic. Yeah, Dragon's coming up now in 1 minute. Baron being down for 1 minute 30. And that's going to be Fry maybe falling down again, this time to Squirrel Sensei. So this is just a really awkward game for the Silverbacks. This game number 2. As Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds now. They might look for it. Like right now, they're setting up for it. Cage Dweeber. And what is Player Reborn supposed to do other than just try to what is the Silverbacks trying to do other than try to answer them and try to get an advantage? As they now focus on the Eldritch, which again is just going to be, I think, the beginning of the end for them, as everything is just not going their way for the Silverbacks, and everything is going to the way of the Players Reborn. As they,
Alright, I'm back. I had a little couple.
well, welcome back. As now they secure the Elder Drake, they're pushing into bot side, and it's looking like they're going to end this game right here, right now. Bry probably looking for a shuffle, but I don't think it's the correct idea, the right move to do. Tower's going to fall. They are looking for a fight, sort of, to finally put this game to end once and for all. That's going to be an ult coming out. Shurima shuffling Huey right into the, or shuffling Squirrel Sensei right into the towers, but it's just not enough. It's going to be the end. It's going to be a double kill for Kuro and a triple kill for Squirrel Sensei, and that's going to be all she wrote for game number 2 between the Silverbacks and Players Reborn. GG. 24-1, complete and utter domination.
That was a stomp
from Players Reborn. Okay.
Incredible.
So one game is a clear game for the Silverbacks. The other one's a clear, just utter domination from Players Reborn. What do you think went wrong this time for the Silverbacks?
Oh man, well, I don't think Tristana and Alistar took advantage of Ash Lulu being so passive. They could have been so much more dominant in the lane phase, but they decided not to. And because of that, I think they could have just maybe like flash W'd and gotten an early advantage. Because if they didn't, then Ash Lulu would just keep on pushing the wave, get those objectives. And Amumu versus Jarvan, that's a really hard matchup for the Jarvan. It's really rough. Because if Jarvan ults the Amumu, Amumu could retaliate by just R'ing back, and that was also something to look at. And just the power of Shen and Galio, a combination of just being there for any teammate who's low, is just so dominating in the team fights that yeah, that's it. Hello? Yeah. All right, well, with that, we're going to go on break.